So being in creation, we're going to experience that. And then we went to the next one, which it says we need to relate with God through faith and experience his glory. And then there's one where we talk about the emphasis was on relationship with God, like you relate with God as a real entity through the spirit. And then there's one where it says that the essence of us being in this world is to manifest divine life, to manifest Godhood also in his creation. So I went through all these different schools, trying to patch these things up, trying to find consistency. But remember the story. I told you that I subscribe to the story of Genesis 4 as the answer to the origin of the world. I'm not saying, I'm going to have to emphasize again, I'm not saying that, because usually when we think of history and think of the Bible, I could say, for example, that there was a presidential election that happened in Cameroon in the month of October. Was it October? But the results were declared in the month of October this year. It happened on October 12th, and the results were declared on the 27th of October. And Paul Biya became president again at the age of 92 for another term of 7 years. Okay, now that's a historical fact. That's something that happened. And if I were to say that the results were declared and Jack Sparrow was declared the president and to become president at the age of 100, that's a blatant lie. It's not what actually happened. So most of the times we come with that same understanding of history and read the Bible as though it was intended to tell historical facts, just the way I just recounted the historical fact of the presidential election that happened in Cameroon in the month of October 2025. So when I say I subscribe to the story of the Bible, again, there's something I said in my book that it's no accident that we are born where we are born in the world, through the parents we are born with, through under the circumstances we are born with. That's no accident. If maybe I was born somewhere in the Middle East, I probably would be a Muslim, or some other country, I probably would be a Hindu or something else. I would probably start off from there. But I was born in a setting where it was easy to absorb by osmosis belief in Christianity and the doctrines of Christianity and all of that. And so when it came time for my dark night of the soul, when I had to really sit and think about these things from foundation, it wasn't say I'm going to throw away everything, realizing that there's a reason that God made for me to be born where I was born, to be exposed to the environment I was exposed to and the things I was exposed to. There was still value in all of that, which I could take from all of those lessons that I learned through my journeys in Christianity and all of that as a child and built on all of that. So when I say I subscribe to that, is not say I want to get into a debate with someone that subscribes into another story of creation as to the to make sense of how the world came to be. I don't think it is a interesting or even a worthwhile debate to have whether which one is true or which one is false.